Greenwashing. How are companies misleading you into believing their products are eco-friendly when they may be harming the environment more than you think? Stay tuned and you'll find out that green is the new gold. At least, that's the case for these companies.
Air France KLM works to promote sustainability, ensuring...
Shell experts are working on a wind project that could...
We're committed to creating a beautiful tomorrow.
Certified green, ocean-friendly, sustainable, pure, organic, chemical-free, ecological. And did I already say ocean-friendly? Because I'm losing track. There are so many green claims.
49 shades of green, boy. 49 shades of green.
And the question is, are these companies honest about their claims? Or are these words just green? The fact is, these claims, true or not, make a lot of money. Like, if all these brands are so busy with saving the planet...
Dear planet, we are committed to making fashion more sustainable.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Climate change is real, and we need to make a change. And we need these big players to make a difference and help us
growing a better world together.
And maybe it is nice to finally have companies take this problem seriously. But you just don't expect it from a company like Hewlett and Packard.
With a bit more thought, we can all do our part to keep plastic out of the ocean.
I mean, this is a company with a history of bribing government officials. All these claims are getting out of hand, if you ask me. A quote like this:
"Sustainability is a mindset,"
would fit a company like Greenpeace, WWF, and the Climate Foundation. But what if I told you that this quote comes from BMW?
"Sustainability is a mindset."
And this can become a big problem, because according to the European Commission, 53.3% of these claims are vague, misleading, or baseless. So it seems that the word sustainability is a bit elastic. As Kermit predicted,
it's not easy being green.
I know, Kermit. The gap between the green words and the dirty actions is growing. And people like you and me are starting to notice this.
This has led to greenwashing.
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 Greenwashing is everywhere.
Green words are really bringing in a lot of money, and the numbers don't lie. Because you and I spent a lot of money on green products. Let me show you. In 2021, Europeans spent 21% of their grocery budget on environmentally friendly products, compared to just 8% in 2013. This represents an increase of almost 200%. Not only did Europeans increase their spending on eco-friendly products, but Americans did too. Between 2018 and 2022, revenue from eco-friendly products in the United States rose by a shocking 30%. And who do we have to thank for all this? You wouldn't guess it, Gen Z and Millennials. These generations are not concerned with cheap prices. Let me show you. A recent study shows us that almost 70% of millennials don't mind paying extra money for a product that is, allegedly, sustainable. And Gen Zers? Even more! Over 70%! And companies are well aware of this. They know that green is the new goal. Everywhere you look, you see these claims.
It's our promise and plan for the sustainable growth of IKEA.
Recycle your clothes.
Shell aims to fit 50,000 nationwide by 2025.
We are committed to making a material difference.
Millions of old McCafe cups become greetings cards.
Like I told you before, according to the European Commission, more than half of these claims are misleading. All these lies for a better price. And all for this is a name.
So-called greenwashing.
Here's how greenwashing works. A brand markets its product green by claiming that their production is emission-friendly, eco-friendly, sustainable, ocean-friendly, handmade, and plant-based. You get the point. We can keep going with these so-called green claims. Because of all these claims, brands sell their products for more money. And I mean a lot more money. According to a recent study, greenwashed products can cost on average up to 85% more than its grey counterfeit. In some extreme cases, the price goes up towards 460%. Talking about green being the new gold. People, like you and me, buy these expensive products, thinking we are playing our part in saving this planet, while all we do is fill the pockets of these bastards. The brand's goal is to market its product in a greener and more positive way, so they get a green image, and they can make more money. You can also say, exaggerate, or even lie about the greenness of their products. The more they lie, the golder their green products become. Let me show you an example of a commercial from Shell.
Even though the world is going through uncertain times, we know there's an urgent need to tackle climate change.
Green energy, windmills and charging stations. Sustainability feels like their core business. But what does zero emission mean for Shell?
It means change. It means the world working together to get as close to zero emissions as possible, and using technology and nature to address emissions that remain.
They're saying this.
So our business plans must change, as society and our customers also change.
But this is what they're doing. Talking green won't make your dirty deeds go away.
Oil and gas giant Shell has posted record profits, the highest annual figures in the British firm's history.
There are even ads from Shell that have been banned by the British Advertising Standards Authority for being misleading. It seems that greenwashing is a huge marketing tactic. Let me give you another example. By creating this video, no birds were harmed, and we use ocean-friendly products. Therefore, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel.
Morning has broken.
There's not just one way to engage in greenwashing. It's more like a spectrum of methods, each slightly different from one another. Essentially, it's a sort of 49 shades of green. Here are a few examples. A company might say their product is sustainable and made from natural materials, but they might not tell you that they still used pesticides to make it. This makes it really hard for us to know the truth. The US Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, checks if companies are making vague claims about how green or sustainable their products really are. They pay special attention to the fashion industry, which has gotten a lot of criticism lately. In their investigations, they found that 6 out of 10 fashion companies were making vague claims about sustainability. You might know about the conscious line from H&M.
Where some see waste, we see potential.
Well, H&M is now stopping this line worldwide. They made this decision after a lawsuit showed the following. Contrary to these representations, the products are plainly not a conscious choice, more sustainable and environment-friendly, because the products are not made from sustainable and environmentally friendly materials.
Where some see rubbish, we see beauty.
I guess we still see rubbish. Okay, let's talk about another sneaky greenwashing strategy. Using vague terms. Words like natural or eco aren't legally protected, so companies use them freely. This happens with phrases like ocean plastic too. Adidas mentions ocean plastic when talking about their shoes. It makes you feel like you're doing something good by buying them because they're made of plastic taken out of the ocean. But in reality, the plastic isn't from the ocean at all, and it's even mixed with regular plastic. Another one. Amazon, the world's largest online store, has also faced criticism for greenwashing. Their approach is a bit different. Their Amazon Aware line makes it seem like Amazon is focused on offering sustainable products, calling them mindfully made. This includes clothes and furniture, but, for example, we don't actually know how much recycled material is in their Aware wooden furniture. And even though the campaign is big and international, at the start of 2023, it only had 103 items. That's just 0.001% of Amazon's entire selection. And then there's a clever trick used by banks. Do you know the term sustainable banking? Well, most banks don't use the word sustainable the way the United Nations originally defined it. No. When they talk about sustainability, they're usually talking about the long-term survival of their own business. So, sustainable investing isn't necessarily good for the planet. It's mostly good for the banks themselves. Hold on. Maybe I should start a sustainable investment plan for myself. Okay. Then there is another sneaky approach. And this one's all about how it's presented, often subtly sliding into your social media feed. Harvard researchers looked at over 33,000 posts from big car, airline and oil companies in Europe. Essentially, the major polluters. A big chunk of these posts highlight how green and environmentally conscious these companies say they are. Imagine airlines posting stunning nature scenes, electric cars driving through amazing landscapes, and oil companies boasting about their green initiatives. If these posts actually reflected what these companies do on a daily basis, their social media would likely tell a different story. Probably something like this. What were they thinking? Green pictures for the likes? Talking about likes. Would you like to subscribe to this channel and like this video? Let's get back to Shell. Because in Shell's 2022 financial reports, you'll find that they invested 14% of their funds in sustainable energy, which amounts to around 3 billion euros. That might seem a lot and impressive, but consider this. Their marketing budget is actually 1.5 billion higher. Now something else. Telling the difference between authentic and deceptive sustainability practices can be quite challenging. Take labels, for example. In the United States alone, there are over 400 of them. You can check out these labels on the ecolabelindex.com. There you can find all these labels. But a lot of the information is kind of unclear. The Dutch government's website says the following about labels. A label tells you something you can't check for yourself. Is the product sustainable or safe? Unfortunately, even a label can be unreliable. We can't check this for you. You'll have to decide for yourself what you think of a label. Wait, what? When you see sustainable bananas or carbon neutral bread in the supermarket, it's really hard to know how true or false those claims are. As you can see, greenwashing is a gray area. There's no fixed definition, and a lot can be hidden behind vague terms. What if part of the product is sustainable, but another part isn't? Or what if your product is sustainable, but it's not transported in a sustainable way? And that's a problem, according to the European Commission.
Morning has broken.
Alright, misleading advertising is already against the law. For example, in 2021, the Advertising Standards Authority, a foundation committed to fair advertising, ruled that Dutch supermarket claims of climate-neutral milk were unfounded. Likewise, KLM couldn't properly substantiate their claim about CO2-neutral flying. On that note, in June 2023, more than 20 European consumer organizations filed a complaint with the European Commission about misleading greenwashing claims made by several airlines, including Lufthansa, Air France, Ryanair, and again, KLM. These organizations argue that passengers who paid extra to fly green should get their money back. If it's up to the European Commission, the era of green claims should come to an end. That's why they introduced legislation this year requiring companies to substantiate their green claims adequately. Known as the Directive on Green Claims or anti-greenwashing legislation, the Commission aims to make it clearer for consumers whether a product is genuinely environmentally friendly.
And together, we can pioneer a sustainable future for aviation and our planet.
Instead of reacting only when someone files a complaint against misleading claims, companies will soon need to gather scientific evidence in advance to support their environmental claims. Generic descriptions like climate neutral must be eliminated unless they come with clear explanations. The EU plans to require countries to establish national regulations on greenwashing. There's also criticism regarding the new law. Even without telling falsehoods, a fossil fuel company can still give itself a green image. This brings us back to the question, what exactly is greenwashing? In some cases, it remains vague. A company can say, we'll be fossil-free in a generation, but that really doesn't say anything about what they're doing right now. Critics argue about the following. If a company's product is 80% sustainable, do they also have to say how harmful the other 20% is? There's a lot to debate, but the law has been approved. It still needs to go to the European Parliament, which will determine the exact content of the law. And we wonder what implications this will have for the United States of America. But until then...
It's not easy being me.
I know, Kermit.
Having to spend each day the color of the leaves.